Yo,
What's going on, bro?
man, I've been trying to call you forever, bro. I'm getting started the show right now.
Hey, this your boy Frank Wall, here with my dog Solo Beat. Shout out to me for music.
You did South Day style.
Yeah, you gotta find me.
Gang gang, 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 gang gang. You see me orange and green? That's gang gang. You ready for storm 18? That's gang gang. Gang gang, 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 gang gang. You see me orange and green? That's gang gang. Gang gang. You ready for storm 18? That's gang gang. That's gang gang. That's gang gang.
Reps since a juvenile. I be where they throwing up using crowds. You know how that school get down. Not taking no L's, we ain't losing now. Don't get it confused right now. I represent making these music sounds. They play me when they study in their dorm room. Request me an Uber now. I be screaming gang gang. That's the word, they be screaming out the same thing. We first to arrive and last to leave. We filling a sense of capacity. You know I won't change while you asking me. Be throwing this you to the casket deep. Be all on the field like Sebastian B. Rockin' Canes where I'm a fashion freak. Look. I be staying live on pipe now. Ask Dom life, it's a lifestyle. And like the mother schools, don't confuse us. We the only ones that really throw the you up. But Kane spam turned up when you find me. Hit hard like I seen it go to Shanti. Try to reach a man D, they remind me that them Canes right back in their prime.
Gang gang, 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 gang gang. You see me orange and green? That's gang gang. You ready for storm 18? That's gang gang. Gang gang, 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 gang gang. You see me orange and green? That's gang gang. That's gang gang. You ready for storm 18? That's gang gang. That's gang gang. That's gang gang.
I'm familiar. We West 12 and gang. They don't hate cause it can't be us. In other words, it can't hate. Come to the party and do it what it does for the Canes. We the Canes, man. And surround these tie down and have to tell thing. We that line. Our DJ be reflex the creep of the crowd. Keep up with that solo, we're dropping that drop. At that of the kick, I'll be closing up shop. You could ask about us at the Rock, and I'm sure they gon' feel ya. We tailgate royalty, nobody get down like Kane boys and like familiar. Gang gang gang,
gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang. You see me orange and green? That's gang gang. You ready for storm 18? That's gang gang. That's gang gang. Gang gang, 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 gang gang. You see me orange and green? That's gang gang. That's gang gang. Ready for storm 18? That's gang gang. That's gang gang. Gang gang.
We gotta make moves on these haters, like with DJ Dallas. Gang hard as the rock. Or Rocky the Palace. It's the new King order. See Sebastian sprayed across the Atlas. Manny gave us the turnover chain. Yo, Rick, we need a touchdown chalice. Some saying that the U ain't back, but we got something to prove. Stand back, I know you be seeing the cozy he all in this groove. I might have to break the extinguisher out and spray the field like I'm John Rule. Seminoles getting busted in the tooth. Gators know that the U is the truth. Strive for greatness is all we pursue. Win or lose, always choose throw up the U. I can say no other do what we do. Watch them Thomas pop it off like a fuse. Competition is confused. We sit on the side on the muse. Snooze on them kings and you lose. Snooze on them kings and you lose. Snooze on them kings and you lose. Lose.
Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is gonna agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
Crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead and right here, right now.
subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
All right, man. I guess we got this thing rolling, man. I hope we in here. Give me a thumbs up real quick in the comment section. Coach been going through it, boy. Look here. Hurricane Kilo, you just said it best, man. Weather on another level today, man. So that's what we facing with today. Trust me, man. We in Central Florida. We done had a hailstorm up in this thing. So let me see. Let me see here. Everything sounds good. Everything looks good. We ready to rock and roll. Let me make sure we good to go, man, on this thing. We had to make some alternate. Listen, the weather was awful today, bro. I'm talking about your boy had to have swim lessons to get out here. So let's talk about this real quick. Let me make sure everything sounds good. I need a thumbs up. All right, Jalen West, I appreciate you, man. Big thing. All right, we got a thumbs up right here from Ski Money Entertainment for sure. Hey, made in day 305. The weather is awful. You, man, look here, bruh. You just don't understand, man. Like, I had to go to something earlier today, and, man, I couldn't even hardly get to my car, man. I'm actually on the phone right now. I'm gonna have Streeter from Footballville on, and we're gonna talk a little bit about things he got coming up as well, and we're gonna talk about the scrimmage here in a second. I'm gonna open up the phone lines as well while we're talking, so that way we can go ahead and talk a little bit. So I'm gonna open these up here, and we can go ahead and get this thing jumping, man, because it is bananas here in Central Florida. When I say a storm is coming, a storm is here, man, and it's still looking bad out there. But anyhow, let's get this thing rolling. Y'all say everything look good, sounds good, so we're gonna go ahead and get this thing going. Before I get started, big shout out, as I see some of you guys have been putting in the comment section about Solo D, man, the intro music. I'm loving it, man. Like I said, let me see here. Canes 1973 to you says, yes, the intro, like waiting for the Canes to run through the smoke. I love it. Every time I play that stuff, man, it's awesome, man. Big shout out to Haitian Ellen in the building. The first lady through the smoke says, good evening, everyone. Hey, Coach, happy birthday. Essex, man. I guess that's EOB. I guess you're talking about actor man E. We celebrated his birthday. You know, he always comes on here a lot as well. So we celebrated his birthday this weekend. Coach had to go to him. I don't only coach football. I had to coach them boys on how to swing that golf club too, man. All right. Chuck Mo Beer in the building said, hello, Coach Hayes. Hope all is good. Let's go Canes. Definitely. Let me see. Michael Sears said, what's up, Coach Hayes? All about the you. It's definitely all about the you. Let me see here. Fresh as who are we getting in the transfer portal? We'll get into that here in a second. Definitely we'll get a call into Hurricane Kilo 47 here. It says best hurricane intro goes to Coach Hayes. I ain't gonna lie to you, it go to Solo D. Y'all make sure y'all hit that man up. Y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, and everything else as well. Guys, make sure. Matter of fact, let me put this stuff up here because I got to make sure I got it right. If I can, I don't even think I got it right. But anyhow, big shout out to our sponsor for today is Alex Tabio. I can't get his stuff up. I had to make some changes. He is with Certified Home Loans. Make sure you check him out. If you are in the business of trying to either buy a new home, refinance your current home, looking into some investment properties, please hit him up. He has great deals going on right now. Interest rates are extremely low. Make sure you hit him up at 305-205-1697, or you can email him at atabio@certifiedhomeloans.com. He always picks up the phone. He doesn't only just teach you or tell you about it, he teaches you about this process as well. So make sure you hit him up. I already have the information in the description, so you can definitely check him out. All right, here we go. Let's get into this deal, man. We already got 61 in the chat. I'm loving that. And we moved this thing up to 6:30. I did want to say that. We moved it up to 6:30. I know I had a conversation with Miami Flow, Caned Up, the Caned Up Miami Flow channel, and we kind of were stepping on each other's toes, I guess, a little bit. So what I did, decided to move mine down. He moved his up, so I moved down to 6:30. He moved up to 8:30. So I figured I got 2 hours. I can shut up within 2 hours. And so that way you guys can take a seamless thing on a Sunday evening from 6:30 and watch him as well at 8:30. So make sure you guys check out his channel as well. He does a great job, man. I'm definitely going to have him on as well. So anyway, let me see here. I love it. And this is actually from a wholesome one, man. Hashtag Live Squad. I'm loving it, man. I love that hashtag Live Squad. So let's get into this thing. I'm gonna open up the phone line. Let me see if I can pop this up here, man. Guys, you can believe this. The power went out right before I started, so all my stuff has been reset, but I'm gonna get this thing rolling. I promise you. Let's see if we can get this thing up and running. I'm gonna open up the phone lines right now. So you're more than welcome. Go ahead and give a call in. Let's start this thing. Let's start talking and let's get it going. But in the meantime, we're talking about Scrimmage 2. In Scrimmage 2, what do we expect? What do we see? And I actually want to Streeter from Footballville. I'm going to call him Footballville to come on. He's going to come on here in a second. But I wanted him to come on and talk about it because he brought up, they were talking about the stats and everything. And y'all know I'm a defensive guy, man, and I understand that today's game has changed, right? You got to throw the ball around the yard. But I've said this many times before in my previous shows that I believe the running game, it could and should be the staple of our offense right now, because that's where the vets are, right? In your Cam, in your Chaney, in your Knighting. Those guys have got I think the most reps and the best depth right now, right? You're looking at a spot now from the offensive side with a De'Aaron King who's out. We don't know. Everything's questionable. Somebody heard this over here. Somebody got some little inside information over there. But we're talking about a major injury. And as a fan base, we know we want him to come back. I get it. But I don't know if he'll come back that quick to Alabama. And I've always said this. I would rather not have him for Alabama and have him for the remaining 11 games than to have him for Alabama. Something happens and we lose him for the remaining 11 games, if you know what I'm saying. So with that being said, I think we should use the running game to take some of the pressure off of the quarterbacks, right? Because, you can throw the ball 100 times, but that's a lot of pressure. You understand? And I see, looking at the statistics, that we're throwing the ball around in the yard quite a bit. That's fine. I mean, it's their offense. That's what they choose to do. That's their style of offense. I'm just giving my personal opinion about it. So with that being said, how I look at the whole deal is, I think it was Van Dyke. Van Dyke was 18 for 20-something. Forgive me, I don't have the stats. I had everything up, man. That's why we were just a little bit late. But anyway, if you guys can either put it in the comment section what the actual stats were, would be great. And I know Jake Garcia threw it like 27 times in the game, something like that as well. And so with that being said, those are a lot of passes in a scrimmage. And that's not including maybe some of the other quarterbacks that got in, like the Matokas and so forth. But we didn't hear a lot about the running game too much, I don't think. We heard about Rambo, him 7'4", I think 107 in a tug. So there's a lot of things that we had up. All right. Tori Evans says, hey, coach, hitting you up from 561 Palm Beach. Go for it. Phone line is open. You're more than welcome. Give us a call, man. The phone line is open. You're more than welcome to give us a call, and we'll go ahead and definitely patch you right on in. 76 in the chat. Appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, man. Pass this thing around, share this thing around, and we can definitely make it happen. But anyway, here we go. I just saw somebody. Oh, here we go. D Nice, man. Where you been? I ain't seen you in a little bit. He said, that storm on the way to Miami, I just passed through St. Lucie County. It just passed through St. Lucie County. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, it's bad, bro. It was bad, man. So, like I said, we ready to rock and roll. And I'm waiting for Streeter to come on. He had a 707 tournament today, and we'll definitely jump on into this thing. But let's talk about a little bit, man. Let's talk about a little bit of news before we get started. Big shout out, man, to DMX. I know everybody's kind of talked about it, man, but that was sad. Unfortunately, he had his demons. He talked about them a lot. Things that happen, man, and actually just happened to succumb to them. And that's tough, man. My man had a lot of music, a lot of great things, but and he influenced a lot of people in a lot of ways. And if you ain't never been through nothing in your life and didn't play Slippin', listen, bro, you ain't been nowhere. That song has got me through a lot of things, man, because it makes so much sense. It almost seems as if he was talking to you directly, even though that was basically about his life story. But it's the same life story for a lot of people out there, man. So rest in peace to him. Anyway, also next, Eddie George is going to be the new head coach for the Tennessee State University Tigers, man. And I think that's a trend that Deion has started. I think that's going to be great, especially for HBCU programs when it comes to these high-profile names becoming head coach. A lot of people have said, oh, well, what's his coaching experience? Oh, what's this? Well, you know what, man? Sometimes when you're at that level, sometimes you have to get a spark, right? And Tennessee State has always been a good program, right? They've always had a good, solid program. Got numerous guys in the NFL, but you don't get to hear about it a lot. But they've gotten plenty of guys go to the NFL from Tennessee State. A lot of people don't know this. Tennessee State plays in the Tennessee Titans Stadium. They're actually not even in, I would consider, a HBCU conference. They've always been the OVC, which is the Ohio Valley Conference. And they've played other schools like Austin P and a bunch of other schools. I know Hampton took that same route by going to the Big South where they're playing Presbyterian, Charleston Southern, and so forth. But anyhow, I think that's a great move. Now, I believe his success is going to be based on his staff. You know, who is he going to hire as his staff? And that's just where I think it comes down to. I don't know if he has any coaching experience. To be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know if he's coached, you know, some high school ball or whatever the case may be, but he has the name recognition. Maybe that'll get some recruits in where HBCUs can definitely start bringing in some bigger name recruits. You see that's been happening at Jackson State, but here's the deal. And it goes to show you, just because you have a big name doesn't mean you're going to win them all. Deion started off hot, still is hot now, don't get me wrong, but he's dropped some to some other good coaches, like the coach from Southern. Very good coach, but he doesn't get the recognition, right? Because of where he is. And unfortunately, that's tough being a product of HBCU myself. But anyway, phone lines are open, guys. You're more than welcome. Call in, give us a call. Let us know what's going on. I want to hear your questions. I'm going to take some questions from here as well. Let me go down here. Terry E says, what if Alabama quarterback gets hurt? Okay, what if he gets hurt? They got a bunch of quarterbacks over there at Alabama. Fine. I mean, if he gets hurt, you know, you don't wish hurt on anybody, but if he gets hurt, I think that helps Miami out tremendously. It helps tilt the pendulum a little our way, helps it swing our way a little bit more, if that's the case. Let's see here. All right, man. Big shout out to Norman, man. Norman F in the building with the $10. He said, hey, Coach Hayes, against Bama, we're not going to get a steady diet 12, 15 play drives. We got to take shots vertically. You are right. We have to have decent success running the ball. I agree, Norman. You're 100% right. Like I said, we got to take the pressure. You got to take the pressure off of the quarterbacks. And I always say this, you know, even when, you know, we played against quarterbacks that weren't that great, we're going to create so much pressure that he has to fold. Or we get a new quarterback in there. You find a quarterback, he got, you know, a freshman quarterback. Yeah, he can throw the ball in 7-on-7s, no pressure. But when them 300-pound bullets hitting you in the chest, you think twice. You know what I mean? You start seeing double. You start seeing guys that you think that's open, that's not open, because you so focused, you get tunnel vision. You're so focused on the receiver, you didn't see the safety creeping. You didn't see that rover that's undercutting that route. You didn't see that linebacker that's sinking in the hole. So there are a lot of factors that go into that, man. And there are only a few guys, I have to be honest, there are only a few guys that are true freshmen or first-time starters that can do that, that can really dissect this thing, man. And it's only a handful, man, being a true freshman. So, Norman, let me go ahead and give you your love, man. I really appreciate the $10. Let me go ahead and hook you up right about now. All right, man. So big shout out to Norman. Appreciate it. Here we go. Let me see here. Okay, let me see. All right, D Nice in the building said, y'all hit that thumbs up. We got 81 watching, only 29 likes. Come on, guys, get the likes up. Let's make this thing happen. Tori says, Coach, do you think wide receiver Peyton going to hit the portal? We haven't heard anything about him all spring. It's great to see. I guess that's Dad's Worsham balling now. Worsham, yeah. I don't know, man. You'll be surprised, bro. That portal is a whole different ball game now. It's not like it used to be. You know, the portal is almost becoming like a prep school. I guess it's not a prep school. That's not the right way to say it, but like almost like a do-over thing, right? Like, well, I don't like where I am. I'm gonna go over here and start over and fight through it. And now what it is, the portal is so saturated with players that now if you go into the portal, if you're not that dude going into the portal, a lot of guys not going to pull you out because there are not a lot of scholarships left. So these guys are trying to get the elite guy. So let's say you're at Miami now and you go in the portal and you think you're going to go, I don't know, pick a school, Florida, Georgia, whatever, wherever you think you want to go, another SEC, ACC, big time program. It may not happen for you because there's so many other guys coming out, you know, unless you that dude, you know, or that school has some spots for you. I know the guy from Michigan just left, Giles Jackson. You know, he was a West Coast kid. He's from California. He just left Michigan to go to Washington State. Now you can ask yourself, I know Michigan may not have been always on top, but you ask yourself, okay, what do I do now? Michigan's supposed to have J.J. McCarthy, one of the top quarterbacks out of the class, competing for the starting job. You're a receiver, but you decide to leave there to go to Washington State. So I don't know, man. The portal is like, Yeah, Reggie, you said it best. Portal is college football version of free agency. You're 100% correct, man. So it's basically what it is. It's almost like you kind of starting over with the recruiting process again and everything else. So we'll see, man. We'll see what it does, man. But yeah, somebody said that he may be hurt. Let me see. Yep, here you go. He says, I think Peyton is hurt, but he would also be the first to transfer. Maybe, man. It's so much competition in that receiver room now. So much competition in that receiver room. So, and it's only one football guy. I tell people that all the time. It's only one football. Now you could talk about, I know they talk about a six-man rotation at the wide receiver, and that's great. But at the end of the day, there's one football. And one thing people don't realize about quarterbacks, even though you have a six-man rotation, a quarterback is going to always look for the guy he trusts to catch the ball. He may not always hit the open man, right? He's in trouble scrambling around. His eyes are immediately going to go for the guy that he trusts. And it's just that simple. You understand? Just that simple. I always equate it to, like, if you're in trouble, you don't call up a friend of yours, you're going to call up your best homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Or you're going to call up your dog that got the best set of hands. You ain't going to call up your dog that can't get it in with you, if you know what I mean. So when it comes to that, that's how I look at it. All right. Let me see here. Let me check my phone. I think that may be Streeter calling, texting now. All right, hold on. All right, so I'll just let them know. All right, here we go. Travis Laurent says, Coach, how far you think Miami is from being a powerhouse again? I honestly think if they get better up front, both sides, they'll be back. I agree. I said this. I'm going to say this again. You said powerhouse. Understand what that means. When I think powerhouse, I'm thinking of the guys that's been in the playoffs the past 4 years, right? So the Clemson, Ohio State, Alabamas. A lot of you may not agree with me, but we're probably about 4 to 5 years away. As long as we keep getting big-time recruits, we got to snatch the big-time names again. We can't let those powerhouse programs come in our state and get our powerhouse kids. You're only a powerhouse program based on your powerhouse recruiting. Let's be honest. Now, and in coaching too, you have to be able to coach. But those schools will not be powerhouses without powerhouse players, And so we have to stop those guys from stealing our powerhouse kids. And that goes to show you that in their state, they have talent, but they come to get their difference makers from the state. All right. They come to get their difference makers from our state and literally in our backyard. I've said this before. I'm sorry, man. This dude calling me in. And so literally, if you looked at Alabama's backfield, come on, man. Right here, South Florida, not even the state of Florida. They're from South Florida. You look at Ohio State with Sean Wade and those guys. From where? Jacksonville. Matter of fact, Ohio State I just did a video on Jaheim Singletary, the WRE on him. Where is he from? Jacksonville, going to Ohio State. Clemson, getting the Troy Stellato receiver kid out of Cardinal Gibbons. I mean, those are the type of guys we have to keep. And I know we can't get them all, right? I get it. We can't get them all. But we have to be able to get the powerhouse guy. Ja'Cory Brooks, right? From Booker T. Washington and going to IMG. Where is he going? Alabama. You understand what I'm saying? So, and that's just the deal. Let's see here. Got to have powerhouse, solid O-line and D-line first, and everything else will fall in place. I totally agree with that, OG Kane. I totally agree with that 1,000%. That's another thing. You got to get powerhouse guys that can move the ball. We got to get our running back. I like our running back room. I really do. I think our running back room, if you really want to know the truth, can hang with anybody's running back room right now in the country. And that's just my honest opinion. When you look at all three of them as a whole, right? Because I think they all bring a different dynamic to the game. What is happening, man? What is all the stuff going on here, man? Okay, so with that being said, but we got to get quality O lineman, D lineman as well. And I know in the past our defensive ends come out the portal and from different places, but we got guys right here. I'm looking right now. One of the top guys, Shamar Stewart, out of Monsignor Pace, is kind of crystal balled. I don't know, but he's crystal balled to go to LSU. Dude's right down the street at Pace, bro. and he's crystal ball to go to LSU. We got some top dudes, and not even to say Florida. I think Florida's got some top guys coming out as well. So we'll see, man. We'll see what it's all about. Here we go. Tacavelli James said, "What's up, Coach? Love your channel, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. And I appreciate it. It means a lot to me, man." Will Bryant Jr. says, "What's happening, Coach? Which running back do you think should get the starting spot?" I personally think Cam should get the starting spot, right? But one thing about running backs, I don't think it has to be a running back by committee. But because running backs are who they are, you can interchange guys. You can rotate them around and still be effective and not just running back by committee. Oh, well, you got 3 runs and he got – no, you roll with the hot hand. There's different play styles. There's different scenarios for the different styles of backs. So as long as you package those guys right, when you say starting, okay, the guy that starts the game off. Yes, I believe that should be Cam. But as the game goes along, it may even just be the second series where you decide to run different kind of plays. And this is what I said about Cam I thought was important, is I think he's a gap scheme running back, meaning he's a downhill, pulling guard, counter tray, wham block. He's that type of back. Chaney possesses both thunder and lightning in him. And I think Chaney will end up out of all 3 being the better of the 3. And then Knighton, of course, is like the little lightning bolt, bro. He can, that dude can go from 0 to 60 like that, and that's what I like about him. That's what I really like about Knighting. But again, these are all package deals, right? So the same plays I run for Cam, I can't run for Knighting, right? But then there's plays with Chaney, he can do both. He can run Cam's package. He can run Knighting's package. You understand what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't run the old school, like I wouldn't run a tall sweep with Cam, but I would run it with Knighting. But I also would run it with Chaney. But I wouldn't run an inside trap with Knighting, but I would run it with Cam and I would run it with Chaney. Does it all make sense what I'm saying? So there we go. All right, finally, man, I appreciate it. SB Stay Sharp says, "I agree about the backs." Thanks a lot, man. Here we go. Y'all need playmakers like Pitt. Just had y'all be right soon enough. Much respect to the U. Yeah, I forgot the player's name from Pittsburgh. That's from down this way. He was their top defensive end, and he got out of here, right? And again, a lot of that goes. I forgot his name, so somebody can put in the chat what the guy's name is. But that's another person that got out of South Florida or in Florida. I'm not sure. I know he's from Florida, but got out of here, right? And is at Pittsburgh, killing it. So let me see here. Sports Shy says, "Great job, Coach. Thanks for the great content. Anytime, man. I appreciate it." And let me see a DJ Ukulele. I said that right. Hopefully my Tigers see the U in the ACC title game. That's why I want to put it up there. I hope we do, man. I hope we do. The Clemson Tigers. They don't want that pressure. Coach in the U chat, y'all be easy. Gotta get out of here. OT while I can get it in. I ain't mad at you, Kane. You know what, OG Kane? You've been dodging me like a ball, like dodgeball for the longest. I'm gonna get you to call in one day. And I don't know what's up, man. Why we not calling in, man? My phone line is open, hasn't rang one time yet. Don't be shy with 98 in the chat. Come on, don't be shy. Make it happen. All right. And Norman back again says, "Coach, do you think freshman running back Franklin and Brown see PT?" I think Brown is going to end up being redshirted, Cody Brown kid, because I think he went forward into this year coming up. So they'll redshirt him. I think Thad Franklin would definitely get a chance to see some playing time. How much, I don't know, because the running back room is extremely thick, And if they still have the four game rule. So if we can get into some games, right, and this is very important, this leads me to another point. We have to get into some games where we get up enough where guys like a Thad, right? So you think about it, you have your Cam, Knight, Chaney. Well, we got to get into some games where we beating people so bad where Franklin can get some of these carries to get his feet wet, right? The receiver room is so thick where we can get guys in to get their feet wet, so they're not just sitting back there stale. Unfortunately, guys don't want to wait their turn anymore, and that's not a U problem. That, like when I say you, meaning the University of Miami problem, that's a college football problem, right? that once they open up that transfer portal the way they did, they just allowed it just open swinging gate. You know, guys come and go. And it really has nothing to do with, in my opinion, treated fairly or it's not a match. It's just they want to play right away because they see a lot of guys playing right away as freshmen. And it goes to tell you, when you look at them on signing day, what do they say? Back in our days, and I know times change, but sometimes you still got to keep things the same, right? But when these guys sign, they don't say for the next 4 to 5 years, I will be playing at the University of Miami. They say for the next 3 years. They don't even say 3 to 4. For the next 3 years, I will be playing. So in their mind, they already saying, I'm doing my 3-year minimum and I'm out of here. Well, if I'm not playing my first year, I'm already off schedule. And they don't realize they have plenty of time to do so. So, I think Thad Franklin can get some burn, but we can't be in shootouts like we were with North Carolina State, like what was it, 45, 43 or something. We can't beat schools like Virginia by a point or 2 points or whatever it was. So we have to have more games like these. We got to beat these guys. Like how we beat these people right here. That's the kind of games we have where Thad Franklin can get in, the Malik Curtises can get played, that kind of stuff. So we can get some more things. But big shout out to you, Brandon Grizzle. I appreciate you stopping by, man. I just had to tease you a little bit. It was perfect timing, man. All right. Let me see here. SB Stay Sharp says, same thing is going on in high school football. Kids transferring all over the place. Exactly. The kids are transferring all over the place. And these recruiters, they're having a hard time keeping track of these players. And if you're not a very high-profile player, I think you definitely need to stop doing that because you have to remember these recruiters only have but so much time when they come recruiting you, right? And so if I set out, I just take Miami schools because I know them. Let's say if I set out to go to Central, for example, as the recruiting coach, and I come to see John Doe. Well, I plan on going by this school, John Doe. And then John Doe has transferred over to, I don't know, Carroll City, for example. Well, I don't have it in my time schedule, my time slot to go over to Carroll City at this moment. So that may be an opportunity missed. You know what I mean? Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get this dude on. But trying to get, I don't have that in my time slot to get guys on. I mean, to get guys on, Lord, come on, to get him seen. And so sometimes you may miss out on that. All right. Here we go. Tori says, love seeing Rambo and X catching everything and Jake Garcia looking good, future bright at the QB spot. I like being the underdog going into Bama. Game, we just need to show up. Definitely. X been doing great. Rambo, like I say, he was 107 for 7 catches, 107 yards and a touchdown. I think Rambo's going to be fine. He's a guy with experience. But again, we're back to getting guys out the portal, right? We got to start getting them from when they're babies. That's how. Think about, you talk, because somebody brought up powerhouse programs. Are the powerhouse programs relying on the transfer portal to be a powerhouse? Put yes or no in the comment section. Are powerhouse programs relying on the transfer portal to be powerhouse programs? No, they're not. All right. Let me see here. So please put that in a yes or no if you guys think so. Orange and Green Blood. Coach, do you expect a higher grade D-line under Coach Simpson this time around versus 2017? And how much a role do you feel Coach Feely plays in the upgrade? I think they'll be great. I think they'll be fine. Like I say, he's a high energy guy. I know Warren Sapp ripped his behind because them boys out there doing cartwheels, man. But trust me, it's a different breed of kid. Now, I guarantee them kids look forward to doing cartwheels, bro. Trust me, man. Like, when I saw it too, first thing I said was, bro, this is going to be bad. That was the first thing I said. Bro, this is going to be bad, right? And before I can say it, somebody sent it to me. I think it was on Instagram or Twitter, one of them. Man, Warren Sapp going off about dudes doing a cart with a deal. Oh, my God. I thought the same thing, bro. I'm like, nah, these boys ain't out here doing cartwheels, man. And so there we go, man. We got somebody on the line, man. Let me make sure I get him on here. Call and talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
Hey, Coach.
What's going on,
Do you
man?
remember me, Coach?
Yeah, I remember you, man. Where you been?
I've been busy lately. Football. I found the league to play in, and I've had a growth spurt. So they actually moved me the linebacker because I trimmed down and got faster. So
Okay.
I just been working my butt off and playing football, and I've been sticking to school.
Good, man. That's good. So you had a growth spurt, man. What are you, like 6'9" right now? What are you, man?
I would say I was probably like 5 feet, like in December, and now I'm around like 5'4.5".
All right, man. That's good. You getting there, boy. You getting there.
Yeah. I haven't spoke to you in so long.
I've been wondering where you been, man. Josh, I've been wondering. I've been saying, like, man, where my man at, man? Now, for you guys that don't know, this is my man right here. He is a UM fan, but it's the wrong UM. He's the Michigan fan. But I love having him on here because how old are you now, Josh? 14?
I'm 12.
12. Oh, man, I'm sorry. He's 12, and this dude is on it when it comes to football, man. And so I love having him on here. It's all love, man. So talk to me, man. What's going on? What you got?
I just also before we get into stuff, I just wanted to know when is your spring game? Unfortunately, Michigan, I like their approach. Instead of talking too much, because they talked a little too much. They would say, like Jim Harbaugh in 2019 said they should pick Michigan to win it all, and Michigan went 9-4 that season, including the ball game. So I think the not talking approach is better, because especially when you talk, other teams see it and they play it, and that gets them all motivated and hyped up. I said the only way Michigan is allowed to start talking is until they become Bama, and that's not going on. So
it's not going on. Man, I'm glad you're realistic, bro. I appreciate that, for real. So you said the game next week, I believe.
The Miami
the 17th
game is next week.
Yeah, the 17th at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. Okay, I'll definitely watch it and see what you got. You definitely lost some big pieces in Gregory Rousseau, Quincy Roche, and then you lost Levin Jordan, right? Those three guys are big. Did Bubba Bolden return or not?
He returned. He's back. So it's funny you say that, right? So yeah, we lost some pieces, which I think rightfully so, right? I think those guys had to move on. They've done what they were supposed to do at the U, and they had to move on. But we didn't lose a lot of guys, right? So like a lot of guys opted to come back, like a Bubba Bolden. That was huge, the Harley and those guys, where we could have lost them and they could have tried their luck in the draft, and they decided to come back for another year. And I think that's going to help the University of Miami get the stable deeper of talent, right? So our depth chart gets a lot deeper now because there's one more year of veteran players on the roster. Because imagine if Bubba Bolden leaves and a lot of these guys leave, and so Mari Carter and all those guys, now you take some experience off the board as well,
This is just for all colleges out there. The old coaches are just not working because the old coaches can't connect to the players. They don't, like I said, they can connect to the players. They also do things and stuff that the players, like, they just don't like. They're not really there for them. When they mess up, they're not there for them. They sort of just yell at them. Instead, I like the younger coaches who are fiery and can connect to the players, and that's how you can get talent out of them, because the younger guys can connect to them and they trust them 100%, and they know they could come to them if they need anything. And with the older coaches today, they're like around like 50. They're sort of doing it the old way, which is not going to work now because the game has changed a lot.
Well, I'm going to say this, Josh, man. You got to have a combination of both. I think you have to have
the veteran leader. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but you got to have. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think having a younger staff around an older head coach is what works.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I think that you have, like, because you look at it, right? Look at the older guys, right? Look at the quote unquote the Ryan Days and the Nick Sabans and the Dabo Sweeneys, and even Kirby Smart, he's an older guy. He doesn't look that old, but I mean, he's not old, but you know what I mean? I'm saying they've been around for a while and they've had a lot of head coaching experience at this point. But yeah, they do surround themselves with some young guys, some young up and coming guys. And the dynamic is so funny that you look at Alabama where they constantly have a lot of coaching turnover, but they continue to be at the same level. But then you look at Dabo Swinney's staff where nobody leaves, right? Like Clemson, nobody leaves. You understand what I'm saying? So it's all on what it is, man. You got to relate to the guys, but there's some older guys that can't relate to players, right? But also I have to say this, the players have to understand that those guys are here to coach you. You know what I mean? You're not going to like how I learned this. I learned this a long time ago in coaching, Josh. I'm going to say this, and I know the phones are ringing, so I'm going to let somebody else on. It's not how things are said. It's what's being said. And players today have to learn that, right? It's not how things are said. It's what is being said. And that's what they have to listen to. You understand? That is what's going to make a player great. Because now what are you going to say? And I always kind of hate to do this, but if your goal is to now go to the next level, right? Yeah. And you get some old head coach, you get some old head coach there, then what? Because I'm going to tell you this, young coaches don't really make it in the NFL like that. You want to know why? Because it becomes a struggle dynamic. Man, think about it. You got a young 28-year-old coach and you got a 35-year-old Ray Lewis. What you going to tell Ray Lewis at 28 years old, 29-year-old coach?
True.
So that's why they have to learn this now.
Yeah, I agree. But I just think, they can get used to that. But I think that's why it's good having the old head coach, because they'll get used to the older guy because he's the main guy. Mm-hmm. But I just think when they're still kids, they're still just kids living their life playing football. So it's really nice to have a coach that they can rely on.
Sure. No, I agree with you, man. You make a very valid point. Very valid point, Josh.
Yeah. I just think that having the younger coaches' energy and just the thing is, you like for programs now, you want to get the younger coaches, of course, but the main focus is get the guys that will get the most out of their players and have a lot of energy. Because if they don't have a lot of energy, can't get the most out of their players, and the players don't like them, then what's the point of having that coach? That's why I say, like Michigan, what I liked, I'm not saying they're going to succeed, but at least, what was working for them wasn't what they were doing wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
What they were doing.
I agree.
What they were doing was working. Sorry, my parents came in to talk to me for a second, so I had to stop. I paused, but
I love it, man. I love it.
What was I saying? I completely got off.
Hey, I don't know when Dad walked in, you talking about the Hurricanes. I know it's gonna be a problem in the house because you ain't talking about Michigan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now we were just talking about old guys and new guys, man. And like you said, at the end of the day, you got to have a balance on both, though, Josh. You're 100% right, man.
Yeah. I agree.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. Okay, go ahead. I know you got one more. Go for it.
Yeah, well, I really like the talent you guys are bringing back. I think you're definitely can make a push. The only problem is you got to I think Clemson's great and all, but you got to get past yourself first, because you guys are almost losing to teams that are way worse than you. So I think that the talent's there. You guys just got to get out of your own head, just like Michigan. Like we were good in the 90s, but we're not great anymore. So we have to get out of our old heads and realize what we're doing right now is not working, and we have to change for the better.
Listen, hold on, Josh. There's 123 people in the chat right now. This is a 12-year-old young man. I'm not going to call you a kid because you got the mind of a young man. Preteen that just simply said that, here it is. We almost lost. Didn't mean we didn't lose, but we almost lost to teams that are way worse than us. That's saying a mouthful, brother. I appreciate you, Josh. I'm going to leave it on that note because the phone line ringing. Thank you so much. Keep calling in, man. Get in the chat room, man, and give it to them because they loving you right now. All right, man. Thanks a lot, bro. Appreciate you. Good luck on the football field, man. Hey, send me your tapes too, man. Send me your film so I can break you down.
All right.
Okay.
I will.
All right, man.
Bye.
Bye now. Man, great call by a young dude, man. 12 years old, bro. Look at this. Terrell Rich says, you sure this guy's 12? He's on it. I say it every time he called. Trust me. I said the same thing, man. 12 years old. All right, I think we got my man Streeter here in the building. Let me see if I can pull him in right quick. Let me get him going. Streeter, talk to me, man. Well, I tell you, I'm going to leave him up there in case he ever pop on. But anyhow, we got it all worked out. We got it all looking good up here. We got 131 in the chat. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. We got Daryl from Footballville. I call him Streeter. I don't think he like that because every time he always says something, he say Daryl or D. So I'm still going to call him Streeter because that's my brother Streeter. But anyway, so you guys left some great comments in here. Let me see here. Yep. Mac Brown is old. He is old. Like I said, Maiden Day 305 says you got to have a balance of both. I agree. I think you do have to have a balance of both, right? Because there, again, very few young head coaches haven't been around enough to see a lot of the things that go on and know how to handle it. And you got to have, what you don't want to have is that, I don't know how well a player's coach works in college, right? I don't know how well that will work in college. I'm just being honest. I haven't seen it work. And somebody please tell me if I'm wrong. If you've seen a player's coach program become a powerhouse, and you guys let me know, right? When I say player's coach, you know, you could say Jimmy Johnson was a player, but I don't think so. I don't think he was lenient, but I don't know if that makes him a player coach. Players coach is like, you know, when you see like Mike Tomlin, those type of dudes, you know what I mean? I think those are player coaches in my mind. You know, now you could say guys are player coaches because they're lenient and I don't know. I just, when I say player coach, I'm trying to maybe think of young guys, you know, like right now, Manny Diaz, he's on that fence. I don't know him, what he does in the locker room with the guys. You know, he's very stoic in the press conferences, very matter of fact in the press conference, very just no emotion. But I don't know if he's like that with the players. I know he's big on people just calling him Manny. You know, my personal opinion, I don't know if he lets his players do that by any means, but I don't know. But anyhow, you know, it's like calling your mom by her first name. In my house, you get slapped in your mouth, if you know what I mean. Brother Jay Blaze in the building. Yo, Coach. Hey, what's up, Coach? I'm here, man. You got your popcorn. You ready to rock and roll. Greg Bush, man. Appreciate you coming by. Said, yo, man, how you doing this evening? I guess he was talking to Brother Jay Blaze, so I messed that up. Sorry about that, Greg. He wasn't asking me how I was doing. I get you. I ain't mad at you. But anyway, Christopher Knight talking about Josh that just came on and said the young man is speaking the truth, which he is. I don't know. We just had Footballville on. I don't know where he went. He was doing the 707, but I do want to get him on because he had a great interview with Sam Bruce. If you know who Sam Bruce was, went to St. Thomas Aquinas, went to the University of Miami for about 3 weeks, I think, something like that. But had a great interview, and I want to talk about that a little bit as well because it does kind of carry over to players today. And I know he's doing the 707 and so forth. Let me see here. Demetrius Abrams says, what's up, Coach Hayes and Kane family? Come on, man. We got 144 in the chat, and my phone line is not ringing, bro. I need my phone line jumping. I need questions. Come on. Make it happen. Orange and Green Blood said the young man is very impressive. Congrats to Michigan for having bright young people in their Wolverine Nation. That's true. And we have one too. I haven't seen him around in a long time, man. Jedi Kane. When I kind of first started this, he was around and popping around. I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe he's playing football. But I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything about him or heard anything. He hasn't popped in the chats or anything. So I would love to make sure if anybody knows anything about young Jedi Kane or whatever the case may be, let me know. Dennis Erickson, great one. I was talking about player coaches. I don't know how to answer that. I think Dennis Erickson was a coach. Hold on for 1 second, caller. I think Dennis Erickson was a coach that he got the keys to the Ferrari and he said, I'm not going to wreck it. I don't know if that makes you a player coach. Does that make sense? So I hope hopefully I answered that right there for you, Chris Knight. I'm sorry, Christopher Knight. All right, caller, talk to us. Give us your name. Where you calling from?
Hey, Coach Hayes, DJ, calling from Alabama.
All right, DJ, all the way from Alabama. What's up with you, baby?
Hey, I'm a Miami Hurricane fan. I've been watching for about 6 months now.
Okay.
And, I'm excited for what I'm hearing about on the offensive side of the Miami Hurricane, but I haven't heard nothing too good about the defensive line yet. I want to know what you're hearing or what's your opinion. What you think?
I haven't heard much either. I haven't heard anything about Leonard Taylor. Oh, he's not there yet. That's why. I haven't heard anything. Right. I think, no, he's not there yet. Leonard Taylor's not there yet. That's why you haven't heard anything. But no, I haven't heard anything about the D-line per se. I have not, man. To your point, I have not. The only thing I've heard is they talk about my man, Zach McLeod, but I have not. So we definitely, I don't know. You're right. We definitely got to make that happen. And to me, that's our softest point. It was the front four, or the front seven rather, right? Well, I'm gonna say six because our strikers were always solid. So our front six, meaning the two inside backers and the 4 D linemen. I don't know.
I don't hear nothing great about the defensive line here between now until the halfway to the fall. It ain't gonna look good when we play Alabama.
Because you're right. And here's my problem. I tell people all the time, when you listen to these press conferences, right, and you go to, I don't know who shows it, Kane's Insight or Kane's All Access or whoever does it. When you listen to these press conferences, when you come to coaching, a lot of these guys want to talk coach talk, right? It's always going to be positive, which is nothing wrong with that. And somebody just put in there, Terrence Jenkins said Nestor is hurt. And that's not a good look. But when you look at these press conferences, I always tell people you have to look at them with the glass half empty. Look at the negative side of it, meaning look at the things they don't say, right? Look at the people they don't talk about. Those are the things that's going to let you know what's happening, right? Like, and it does sound negative. So he doesn't want to say, Zach McLeod had 4 sacks today because that looks, even though it's a positive for Zach, but it looks negative for the offense. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You see what I mean? And so those are the type of things you have to look for to listen for that is not being said. And that is a problem, because if you think about the defensive side, I haven't heard nobody talking about he was the leading tackler or this, that, and the other. Yeah, you may say about the interception or whatever, but our linebackers, I don't know what's going on with these guys with Flagg and so forth and Frierson and what they're going to do. I think we overloaded at the striker position. We got plenty of talent at the striker position. So I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And they've been so hush with everything.
I like the secondary. I'm hearing good about them, but I played on the defensive line. That's where you gonna win or lose right there. They're not being disrupted enough for me.
Oh yeah. So I mean, like you said, we have to be able to be disruptive at the defensive line. Our front four have to create pressure without bringing a fifth guy all the time. And if we don't do that, then we'll definitely be in trouble. And I don't know if we're going to do that because remember, those guys are starting over. The two kind of ends, the bookends you had in Roche and Phillips are gone. So now you're bringing in a guy who has game experience, but not necessarily at that position in Zach McLeod. You know what I mean? So, that's just kind of what it is in that point. So let me see. The street is trying to pop back on. So I don't know, man. We'll find out.
All right, thanks, Coach.
No problem. Anytime, man. All right, man. I appreciate the call, man. Hopefully we got Streeter in the building. Let me see here. Streeter, talk to us. Maybe you're not on right now. I'm still talking. I look like I'm frozen. But anyway, caller, talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
Hey, guys. Hey, Coach. My name is Warren. How you doing?
Warren, what's up, man?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm ready to rock and roll.
All right. I want to say that kid is wise beyond his years, but I have to disagree with one small statement. It's very minor.
Sure.
That kid lives in Michigan. I grew up in Homestead. That's 2 different levels. football at Harris Field.
Mm-hmm.
That is, it's a total different level of football down there. Them kids, it's unbelievable. So I wish him well and everything like that. He sounds great, and I agree with everything you said, but I have to disagree with that one statement. He said they're just kids. These kids down here know what their options are. You know?
Yeah, I can agree.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense, Warren. I think what he was trying to say was, in the sense that meaning they're kids playing the game, and you got to have guys that can relate to them, even though they're kids and they're trying to find their thing. And I always say this too, Warren, right? Because everybody has their thing, right? So, you know, the wholesome one doesn't like when we call them kids, and I appreciate that. But I always tell people, you know, people always say, "Oh, this is their way out." Well, I always tell my players, "Nah, football is your way in." Right. And when I say in, because I always try to look at it on the positive side, I'm going to tell you why I flip that right quick. When I say this is your way in, this is your way into a new opportunity. This is your way into a new lifestyle. It's your way into a new job opportunity. Right. Because I always want to keep, because when they say it's my way out, you automatically think negative, meaning, right. And there's nothing wrong with what you said. I was just talking about how I like to try and change the narrative in essence, right. In the visual. Because when people say, "Oh, it's my way out," your way out of what? You know what I mean? And the reason I say I don't like it, because if you play football for 10 years, it's a great career. But bro, you're 28 years old. What are you going to do then once you quote unquote get out and 10 years has come and gone? You going to go back in? No, it's going to open new avenues for you to do other business ventures or whatever it is you want to do in life. So I would like to use the word their way. This is their way in.
I understand what you're saying, because Jonathan Vilma is a perfect example. Perfect example. When his career was done and he was a stud in college, he was a stud in the pros. Now he's got a great career afterwards. So I understand what you're saying. I really do.
I look
he,
at like
he truly is an inspiration. I love that dude.
Yeah, and I look at other guys
you need to have him on.
Man, look, if I get that dude, I'm gonna be great, man. You probably can't touch him now. You got so many people around, but I look at guys like Brandon Marshall, right? You know, all the things all the things he's been through. You know, the way he has tackled the mental health aspect. The new podcast he has with I Am Athlete. He's tied in now with Fred Taylor and Chad Ochocinco and those guys. And he just did one with Andre Johnson on there, and they were just talking about business ventures. You know, so what I'm saying is football got them into doing other things instead of being out of the hood or wherever they're from. It got them in. Because think about it, what kids, without them being around those guys in football, they wouldn't have that knowledge to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. I think Manny Diaz is doing a great job down there. I really, really do. He may not be the best coach in the world, but I think he's a good executive, and he's making the right decisions. And for that, I'm tickled pink. I'm very optimistic.
He's on tickled pink. I love it. So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Warren, about that, since you brought that up. Saying an executive, so you're saying basically like the CEO coach, right? Like the guy who just kind of. So do you think he is making a mistake by becoming the defensive coordinator this year?
No, until he finds a sufficient replacement. You know, he as soon as things went south with Dan Enos, he pulled in Brett Lashley. Okay, so in this case, maybe he's going to hold out for another year, just whatever. But I don't have a problem with him taking the job now, and I don't think he's going to keep it permanently.
Okay, so this year he gets it going, and you think he has enough, being a young guy, right? And you want to have everybody looking for that guru patch, right? Everybody wants to say, this is my defense, this is my offense, this is my system.
Yes.
You think being a younger guy, but I'm saying, but being a younger guy, do you think he can give up the reins to it? Especially if it's successful this year. That's going to be huge. Especially if it's super successful this year. Can he say, here you go, whoever defensive coordinator?
Well, that is the true litmus test of my statement. Okay, if he does it well and he can hire somebody after, and he can walk away from it and still manage as a head coach. Now, maybe not be the defensive coordinator, but still be the obviously head coach. If he can walk away from it, I don't have a problem with that. That's, like I said, that's the litmus test. Will he do it?
I don't know, boy. We're gonna find out. We're gonna see, man. And here's the funny thing from a fan base, man. We don't know. They and I understand, but their lips are tight this spring, boy, when it comes to different information. I mean, they giving out kibbles and bits, man. And so, you know, we just looking for we trying to see if we can get some real stuff.
I think he's sitting on the goose that laid the golden egg, and he doesn't want to let too much information out.
All right, I like it, man.
I really do.
All right, well, I'm gonna see if I can get Street on here. Now he say he think he's good.
What's that?
I say Street is coming in. I'm gonna see if I can get him on here from Footballville and see if he's good.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon. Great show. I love it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, Warren. Thank you.
You got it, bud. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. All right, real quick before I get Footballville in, Maximus Max says at Coach A's football, I don't think many steps away from calling defense. They're going to rock this year, and whoever comes after won't be able to handle the big shoes. Woo, that's a big statement. I saw someone up here that kind of Bergie. I guess he was talking to Made in Dade. He says it's just a way for coaches to get much tape as possible to study over the summer and have depth charts ready for fall camp. That's when it gets interesting. So I guess he was referring to another question. And you guys killing the chat. I have to say this. But I love it, Bergie. He says, I know everyone turns into the greatest armchair analyst ever. I'm telling you, Monday morning quarterbacking is a real thing, man. It's a real thing. Let me see here. I just saw something I thought was funny. I would love it. You guys are killing it. Hold on, let me see. I can't find it. But anyway, let me see if I can bring Footballville in. It's raining over here where I am right now. Let me see. We got 164 in the chat. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. We are live on Facebook as well as YouTube. Come on over. Let me see. What's going on, man? Are you here?
Ben, can you hear me?
I got you, man. We finally got Footballville.
Oh man, that took forever, man. Man, that was an experience there, man. You good, man? What's going on?
I'm good to go, man. I know you rolling. You had your 7-on-7 competition today. How did that go?
Oh man, it went great, man. We just got back from I just got back in town, man, from Naples. We was out there at the sports complex they just built out there, man. It's about 376 football fields out there, man, and 8 stadiums, bro. It's huge out there, man.
Wow.
But it's a lot, man, and they still building. They're trying to make like the wide world of sports in Naples, bro. So it's gonna be built up soon. But nah, man, make a play 7-on-7 an event. We had a tournament today, man. We had a lot of teams come out, Forever Dreamers. I think they got something to do with Lamar Jackson. We had the Tampa Fighting Irish. A couple teams was out there today, bro.
That's good, man. Well, you know that Naples area got a lot of money, man. So that's the West Coast equivalent to West Palm Beach, or Palm Beach, rather. But yeah, man, so they got a lot going on out there. So I wanted to ask you this quickly because we were talking about the scrimmage and everything, and I want people to hear about your event. I don't know if it's sold out. What you're gonna do a watch party for the deal? So I don't know if it's sold out, but I do want to kind of talk about that.
We only selling 50 tickets now. We done sold about 15 of them, so it's like 35 left.
All right, so you got tickets now. Where is this gonna be? What time people need to show up? What talk to me?
So it's at Premier Nightclub, man. Right in the same shopping plaza as Iguanas. So if you're from Miami, man, you know what Iguanas is, man. You know what Iguanas is. It's in the same shopping plaza. Premier Nightclub, Pines Boulevard. We're gonna jump off at 9:30 a.m. We're gonna shoot the Caneville show live for the first time. We may have a few guests coming through, man, little surprise guests. And then we're gonna allow people to watch the spring game with us.
I love it, man. So y'all gonna show it there at the game
we show it there, man. They got a huge setup to where it's like 9-10 TVs connected together, and you can watch the game. We just gonna watch the game there and have some fun, bro. Cause we've been talking about doing the Caneville show live, allowing fans to come, ask questions, interact. They can get their cell phone video. So this is the first time, and we're gonna do it with the spring game.
That's pretty cool, man. So they're gonna come in. People get a chance to come in, do what they got to do. I might try to get down there, man. I might have to.
Boy, come through, man.
Hey, man, I might have to put the truck on the road, man.
When you get a ticket from Eventbrite, because we only letting 50 people in. Because we want to try to make sure we get it done the right way the first time, so we can perfect it. Sure. So you go to Eventbrite, man, and go to our Twitter. It's at the top of the Twitter. Top of our Facebook, Footballville Facebook page, top of the Caneville Twitter and get yourself a ticket. Cause when they're gone, they're gone.
I mean, what them tickets running like, man? So people get their stimulus money right.
So it's free for women. Why is it always free for women, man?
Hey,
it's free for women and it's free for women and it's $30 a ticket.
All right, free for women, $30 a ticket. All right, so we got now that's an 11 o'clock show off. So that means them boys gonna be popping bottles early in the morning.
Early in the morning, fool. Talking about grits, eggs, and dose. However you say it, dude.
Grits, eggs, and some rosé. I'm loving it.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So y'all know it's on the corner of Pine. Everybody know this, man. If you Pines and University, I don't think Iguanas, they say Iguanas not there anymore, but if you from there, you know what Iguanas is, or whatever the case may be, it's right in that same plaza. You can't miss it, man.
Right.
Hey, man, Maiden Day 305 said, Coach A, tell Street it's the lizard. We don't call it iguanas.
You know how many times I've been to Iguanas, man? I've probably been to Iguanas 2 times, man.
Really?
I got all my partying out when I was in the Marines, man. I be on my grind now. I probably went there maybe twice, man.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. I used to go to Iguanas when I first came home, right?
Uh-huh.
But I'm gonna tell you when I stopped going, when I started seeing the students in that thing, but I was like, no, sir, not me. When I first came home, when I first came home from school and got my first job at Norland, this was back when Coach Styles was popping on the beach.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm young, I'm in Cristal. I go in Cristal, man, the whole football team in Cristal. The boys in Norland started calling me Coach Chris for about 2 weeks, man. I was like, hey, y'all stop that, man. Y'all get Coach 5, man. Remember, when I first started, I had just turned 23. Back then, you had players that were 19, about to be 20 down there, man. So anyway, that's what it is, man. But, so let's talk about this, man. You had a great thing there. I was just really going to touch on the sample episode you did on Gainesville or Footballville, brother. Talk to us about that part.
Say that again? Say that part, say it again?
The Sam Bruce episode. Just kind of quick. Sam Bruce episode. You heard me?
Oh, the Sam Bruce episode. I was saying you were breaking up a little bit there. Yeah, what about the Sam Bruce episode?
Hey, bro, you must be going across Alligator Alley, man.
You want to talk about the Sam Bruce episode?
Yeah, I was just telling for the people to get to see that.
So you can hear me now?
I can always hear you.
Yeah. So you got the Sam Bruce episode, man. That was a few weeks in the working, you know what I'm saying? I know Sam Bruce since he was a kid, man. I can't lie. And he was a humble kid, Higgs. Yes, sir. Yes, no. No, ma'am. No, sir. He was a humble kid. And the more fame came, the more he became uncontrollable. Like it was like, man, F you. I'm Sam Bruce. He would never treat me like that. You know what I'm saying? He would never treat me like that, but I saw it. And I just used to be like, man, listen, man, I just hope I hope he turned the corner. Like Stacey Coley was sort of like that. Sort of. It wasn't like as Brad. Stacey Coley never was a man of words. But when Stacey Coley got to college, he totally changed to a different person. And Sam never hit that corner, man. And I think, man, on that us riding home, man, a lot of pain, I could tell it's a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, a lot of lonely nights sitting in the room saying, hey, man, I F'd that up. I could tell, you know what I'm saying?
The disappointment.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Hopefully I don't lose you, but I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think a lot of that was him, or do you think a lot of that was maybe his surroundings, or a combination of both?
What you said the first part? Do I think
do you think that a lot of that was him, as individually? Do you think a lot of that was maybe his surroundings and his entourage and partners and kind of yes men because he was so good, or do you think it was a combination of both?
No, it was him. He said it right off the bat. See,
you got to move the mic to your mouth, Street. Move the mic to your mouth.
Okay, so he said it right off the back. I'm good now?
Yeah, you perfect.
He said it right off the back, right? He said it right off the back. because I didn't know how the interview was gonna go. I didn't know if he was ready to be honest and talk, you know what I'm saying, or if he was still like, man, I'm Sam Bruce, get your feet off my.
He gone. Anyway, we got a hater in the building, man. Real quick, man. Look at my man right here. This official mod dude. You know what, man? Unfortunately, we still live in times like this. Look at this, man. Like, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even mad. And Bergie, I appreciate you jumping in there, messing it up. But anyway, man, I'm gonna leave it up there because I want to show you there's still people out here. We can't keep erasing stuff off the wall like that. I want to leave it up here. Unfortunately, if you guys can see it in your chat, that is the kind of stuff we still dealing with. So when people want to say it doesn't exist, this is right here. But they're too cowardly. They want to do it where they can beat the little algorithm and put letter by letter. That's what it is, man. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna erase it a little bit, but I'm gonna let it stay because it needs to be seen. It needs to show the kind of people we have here. But anyway, let me see a silence, whatever this is. I don't know how to kick the dude out. I'm new to the game, so I guess I blocked the user. Is that what I did? I do it right? Yeah, I did it right. All right, look at Coach Hay. He learned it one. But anyway, we back to it, man. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call Street on the phone anyway, since y'all not blowing my phone line up. Ryan paid for this phone number. Y'all ain't blowing it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call him on the phone so we can finish this thing out. All right. Let me see. I'll put his number in real quick so we can finish this out. But anyway, he was bringing up talking about Sam Bruce and talking about the story. So before I could call, somebody else calling in. Call or talk to us. Give us your name. Where you calling from?
Coach, it's the Jay.
I already knew it. When I seen the 202 number, I said, this is my man's in them. Hey, shout out DMX. Yo, that's my man's in them. Yo. What's up with you, brother Jake?
Hey, man, I got two questions. I got one question I want to ask, man. It's a kid. He's 6'6", 320 in the 10th grade, and his dad was a center, so he desired to play a center. He don't want to play tackle. He don't want, he desired to. What you think about a tall, a person that want to play center, a tall person?
Is he athletic?
He athletic. He got all the tools. He got tools to be a tackle for real.
So why does he want to be a center? Because his dad was a center?
He's still growing.
Is it because his dad was a center? I'm saying, was his dad a center?
His dad was a center. Yup. Dad played semi-pro and Canadian League.
First of all, this bro 6'6", 320 in the 10th grade, bro.
In the 10th grade.
And imagine how much imagine how much baby fat on that dude.
Oh yeah, no question.
Oh my God. He's got, now I'm gonna say this though. He has to now he's that old at 10th grade, 320. He's going to be careful with his weight, right? He's got to watch his diet, right? 20 chicken wings ain't gonna cut it nowadays because now there's a such thing. There's bad weight in football. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so he's got to start flipping that shit in the baby fat off and put in the muscle. I don't know how strong he is, and he may just have some natural strength because he's such a big guy. But
he also played basketball. He's a basketball player, so he like in between. Want to play football, want to play basketball. His main sport.
Everybody main sport basketball because they're playing air conditioning. He better get on that gridiron because think about it.
Right.
If you 6'6" right now, what are you gonna play? He at 320. You ain't a guard. I'm just being real. Yeah, right. So I just tell people straight up. Listen, I tell people this straight up. If you ain't 6'9", bro, and you got handles, you could cut it. Right. I mean, I'm just being honest.
A
6'6".
The kid is, I mean, they all on him. These scouts all on him. So.
On basketball?
Man. Huh?
In basketball?
In basketball and football. They all.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, just know where your bread and butter is, bro. I mean, if you were a guy, let's take a LeBron James, for example.
Right.
I would advise him to, as much as because I'm a football guy, I would love for him to go play football. But his best move was to go play basketball, right? That was just it.
Right.
Because he has the skill set.
Right.
At 6'6", 320, you're not a point guard. And no mean. I don't care if you got the handles of whatever. Bro, you got KD out here 7-footer jacking out threes like it ain't nothing. Bro, the 7-foot guys are shooting three. I remember when Manute Bol hit.
Your evaluation, when you do your evaluation, what do you see in a center? What do you look for? What attribute do you see that you look for in a good center?
So here's what you look for in the center, man. One, he has to have that bend and that low center of gravity. And the reason why that's important is because you have to remember he's at a disadvantage. He doesn't get that free hand right away. He has to snap that ball. So he has to be able to use his leverage. When you're 6'6" already, it's very rare he naturally can bend down like that. You understand? And that's where that's why centers are usually 6'3" guys. You know what I mean? 6'4" maybe at the most, maybe 6'5". You know what I mean? But they're typically lower guys. And they have to keep that center of gravity so they don't get pushed into that linebacker, to the quarterback through either nose or whatever. Also, they have to be very quick. You know, so I think that's my deal when it comes to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of how I look at it.
My second question I want to ask about the Hurricanes, man. Hey, what do you think when it comes to our tight ends, man? Because we got a couple of people hurt. How you feel about that position? And because I know Will is out. I mean, just a couple of people is out. And the depth. I didn't get to hear what Manny said about the tight end situation.
I didn't either, man. And again, that's that. There you go. Things that people don't say is the stuff you need to listen to. And I know we had what's the young guy from Texas? Elijah Arroyo. Elijah Arroyo. I did his film. I want to see him get busy. Throw him in the fire. Let's ride. He's on campus.
Right.
And I know Manny Diaz had kind of gave him a lot of praise. So throw him in the fire. Let's see what he all about.
Right.
Let's see what he all about, man. Well, I appreciate you, bro.
What's up with the 10K?
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Yes, listen. The 10K. Now listen, listen. This is all I'm gonna say, brother Jay Blaze. If your man goes down, I need you to do my eulogy, brother.
I got you.
Listen, bro. So it's gonna be May 1st from 7 to 9. I was gonna go live, but I talked to the people who run it, and I'm actually going to meet them. The reception is not that great out there, so I'm gonna just film some stuff, put it together for you guys, and then we'll show it or whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's where it is, man. But let me get back to football.
Get the backpack with the water on it, the hose. While you run it, the backpack you have to drink while you run it. The backpack, they got backpacks where you could drink water from your backpack.
Listen, bro, I'm about to hire an ambulance to roll next to me, and what they call them little, hey man, what they call them little shoes? They used to have the wheels in the bottom. What they call them shoes? They used to have a little wheel in the bottom.
Oh yeah, the road.
I forgot what they call wheelies or something like that, because it's a lot of hills. So I'm gonna wheel down the hill, man. That's what I'm doing.
All right, man. I appreciate it, Coach.
All right, anytime, man. Thanks a lot. I'm finna see if I can call my man from Footballville right now. You see him keep trying to log on.
All
right. Thanks, man. All right, man. We got 159 in the chat. Hit the button, man. I appreciate it. I saw my man Miami Flo in the building. He getting ready for his show at 8:30. I'm about to jump off of here in about 7 minutes, but I do want to finish out with him. Let me see if I can call this number before somebody else called in. Oh, that's him calling right now. Perfect. What's up, man? I was just dialing your number, man. We had somebody else call in, so got you back online. Talk to us.
What's going on, bro? What's going on?
You sound great.
This connection been rough, bro. Been rough. So listen.
Yeah, you good?
So listen,
you good?
You had a question about Sam, right? You were saying, did I think it was him, or did I think it was the people around him?
Yeah, okay, so here's the question again, just to make it clear for people that kind of just jumped in real quick, man. Let me say this. Hey, Chanel said, get V12 to help you run. He had so much energy last week. He would, man, but he live in Maryland, but I definitely would. But here it is. So the question was, you had this episode with Sam Bruce, and it was a very good story, man. So you guys missed it, go check it out on Footballville on the YouTube channel. Great show. But just asking, do you think it was him as an individual? Do you think it was maybe, I'm going to just call them the entourage, maybe family, friends, neighborhood, so forth, that kind of created some yes men around him? Or was it a combination of both?
I think he said, okay, so I'm going to go back. Like I said, I didn't know what to expect, but I know he was ready to talk because he kept saying it, man, let's do this, man, let's do this.
So I didn't know what to expect. So, but as soon as he sat down, we got started. He said, "Man, it was me. Like it was me. I know it was me." So, man, but he also every now and then said, "Man, he thinks his family had a lot to do with it," and I'm not sure what he was trying to insinuate. You know what I'm saying? But I think he knows that he can he can step out of his body and look at himself and look back and be like, "Boy, I was an a-hole." And he's older now. He can see that now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know, Hayes, man. I don't know. You've seen plenty of kids. Like, Nike was following this kid. Nike was following him around in high school. I was an a-hole. I was a clown. Let's say that. I wasn't an a-hole. I was a clown in high school. Class clown, done stupid stuff, trying to chase girls. I could only imagine if I was on top of the high school. What would a kid? What keeps you grounded? It has to be home, right?
That's right. That's right.
Right. So what if you come from broken home?
Yeah. And you know what I hate about that street? That I hate the most, bro, is that when these companies come in, right? And I understand business. I get it.
Right.
And I'm gonna say this. I'm not blaming these people when I say this. But if you just said he came from a broken, and I'm not saying that he came from one, but if a player, I'm not even using Sam Bruce.
Right.
If a player comes from a home situation like that, this is where your coach needs to step in and say, you know what, Nike, as good as this guy is, he doesn't need you to go to University of Miami. But that will add more fame and create more of a monster. I'm gonna tell you, I've done this before. I had a young man that was very talented. And I knew, I tried, in the old Drake line, I didn't hide you from the world, I tried to hide the world from you. I tried to do that as much as I could because I knew once that started, it wasn't going to stop. And the maturity wasn't there yet for that. Right. And so I didn't take him to places because he didn't need 7-on-7 to go big time college football. He didn't need these things. I tried to do my best to keep him as grounded, which he was already a grounded kid, but he was young. And I tried my best to keep him out of that limelight as long as I could, because at the end of the day, people are now going to make money off your likeness. Nike made X amount of dollars off that kid's likeness, and now he left to pick up the pieces. And I'm not blaming Nike. They're a business. That's what they're doing. He had a choice, or in his camp had a choice to say yes or no to the following. But I'm just saying that these guys are so young and they get instant fame so fast. Can they handle it? And that's that's where your camp has. You have to have people in your camp that's going to say, you know what, can we do it next year? Or maybe we just don't do it at all. Because it ain't like they cutting him a check. And if they were, you know what I mean? Whatever. But that was just my take on it. Hello? Hello? Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here. You asked me something?
No. I just made my point about it. That's all.
I totally understand it. And I get that. It's like, we know who Sam Bruce is. We're finna let Nike follow him. It's hard to say no to that for your program, right?
Right.
But because I don't know if they were following him or they were following the program. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he said he was the muse, so he said they was there for him.
Right.
Dog. Like I say, what you just made was a valid point. Mm-hmm. He said, Coach Harry, when we sitting in the car, I'm gonna let y'all in on the tidbit what was going on. He said, I think Asante Samuel came to him years later and said, Coach Harriet, which is St. Thomas coach, told Asante Samuel, Sam Bruce would never play college football for anybody.
Mm.
And Coach Harriet tried to help him the whole time he was there. Mm. He said, man, that hurt my feelings. He said, man, that hurt me so bad because it was the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the truth.
And you know what's crazy about that? I told you this story when you did the show and I called you and talked to you about it. And so I'll share it on here. At the time Sam Bruce was at St. Thomas, I was at Flanagan. and we were getting ready to play Miramar. So Miramar was playing St. Thomas. And, you know, I've heard the name Sam Bruce or whatever. Like I told you guys, I wasn't into the recruiting and I was into winning ball games. You know, I know who these guys were. Hey, number 6 was the baddest dude on the field, blah, 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 that kind of thing. But when we went to scout Miramar, who was playing St. Thomas, we're sitting on St. Thomas' side because we never want to sit on the team we're going to play side. So that way we kind of just, you know, talk freely. And I see Sam Bruce in the game. They on the bench talking on offense. This dude walking to the gate talking to people at the gate. Like he done walked all the way across the track and talking to people like the game is going on. He ain't nowhere with the offense. I seen him do all type of stuff. I seen him throw his helmet down. I mean, I saw a lot of things that I felt, and we can call it a criticism, but this is where you can't let a 16, 17, 18-year-old guy control you, right? This is where you have to teach him. Like Sam Bruce was going to go to college because of his talent. I feel like a high school coach's job is to make sure he stays in college. And from what you're telling me, Coach Harriet tried to do that. So this is not a knock on Coach Harriet. I'm just saying that your job as a high school coach, when you have talented Division I players, your job is to make sure you instill the values, morals, decision-making, all of that stuff so they can stay. As I told the previous caller, Warren, so they have their way into a new situation instead of the way out. And that's my look on it, right?
Right.
As a coach, I
You're
have
the
to
one
fight
got to lose. You're the one got to lose a playoff game because you sacrificed it to sit out your best player.
Yeah.
In order for him to not go to college and not learn and not learn his lesson, he's gonna learn it right here in high school. Right. And I mean, some coaches do it, some coaches don't. Sam Bruce said it. He said, "Man, listen, man, I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't change a thing." He said, if I would have went to Ohio State or one of these schools that just would have passed me through, he said, man, you know what I would have ended up being? He said it.
Yeah.
He said it. Dog, listen, the man can still play, bro. I see him out there working out. Nobody still can't stand in front of him. Nobody can't touch him. He's 23 years old. The man's body feel like a rock. But I just know that those window opportunities are really small. And the kids are not realizing it. Yeah. That one day you're on top of the mountain and you slip, boom, you're on the other side of the mountain. Nobody can't see you no more.
And nobody pay you no attention.
Nobody paying you no attention because there's another Sam Bruce coming.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the game. This is the part of football that players don't understand. You know, this is the part that I even tell guys, right? They don't understand this, bro. And this is the part, and I know they're not supposed to. They're kids. They are literally kids. Right. I know Holton don't like we call them, but they are kids. When you're 43, you can call them a kid. You know, I get it. He's 25, 24, 25. So I understand where he's coming from. But when I'm having a heart-to-heart, bro, you a kid. At this point, what he does, I tell people all the time, if you had a Tom Brady career, let's say Tom Brady retires at 45.
Right.
He still got to wake up the next day and do what? He's going to do something. So even if you have the luxury of having a career where you play till you're 45 years old, you're going to have to do something. Well, I don't care what it is, but you can't, that money will not last you. Even as long as Tom Brady did, that money has to be invested. But even when you invest in it, but what I'm saying, you're still going to have to do what? You still got to till the grass to make sure the money is still growing. You can't just sleep in the bed every day because you invested it in some stock. You got to monitor that stock, know how to monitor that stock, know what's going up, when to sell, when to buy. You're going to have to do something. If you're going to invest in properties, you got to learn how to do this. What's tax write-off? There's something. Even after 45 years, Tom Brady's going to now have his second career is to maintain and grow the money he earned, not just live off of it.
Well, I mean, I talked to Kenny Phillips, man, and he brought something to my attention. He was like, listen, these dudes having a hard time adjusting to regular life. Like, they come from being a star and then boom, it's over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he's like, sometimes that's someone commit suicide, they get on drugs. He said because they have a hard time transitioning into, oh, that's normal life. I'm invisible now. You know what I'm saying? What am I going to do? What could I do to feed that beast? I was able to walk in a 70,000 field stadium on Saturday night. Channing Crowder talk about this, and I raised my arm, and the whole stadium started screaming. How do you feel that void?
And you know
and
what?
You're 35 and your career over. You're 20, you're 30 and your career over.
You're right, but guess what? I got one better. We talked about this, Streeter. You 23 and your career over. Everybody ain't getting drafted on the national championship team. So the starting center. So the starting center.
That's what I'm starting to tell. That's what I started telling them now, man. Nobody's going to the NFL.
Yeah,
the numbers
but think
are too
about
low
it.
for us to make it seem like it's going to happen. The numbers are the average is too low. You understand?
Yeah, but
nobody
think about
makes
this.
it to the NFL is what I tell them now, man.
Exactly.
That ain't what sports about.
Yeah, but think about this. The starting guard, for example, I'm just pulling a name out the hat, went from being the man to not being drafted. There are starters on Alabama's team. There are starters who started for Alabama that are not going to be drafted, not going to get a free agency deal, not going to get undrafted free agent. And like I'm saying, after the national championship on Monday,
There's some stars, dog. There's some college football stars.
That's right.
That won't be drafted. Think about that.
I know, but what I'm saying is nobody says, because I think when we were talking, I said, bro, most of these kids graduate in December, but they're still on the team because they're going to play in January in the national championship. So on Monday, they play a national championship. On Tuesday, they are no longer part of the University of Alabama. What are you going to do?
So you said that the other day, and that's totally stuck out to me, dog. Monday morning, yay, we got a national championship in the office. Now what?
On Tuesday, what do you do?
Right. But that's why what we learn from football, Hayes, you could rattle off a multitude of things that we learn from football. And it's not going to the NFL. It's a bunch of skills that we pick up from football and sports, period, that we use in life. And that's what you get from sports. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to the NFL. I think 1%, 2% make it to the NFL, bro.
Right.
I think 2% go D1 or something crazy like that. It's a real small window. It's a real small window. And if you do get there, now, what you gonna do with the money? Because all you know how to do is spend money. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Nobody's teaching them.
Right.
Matter of fact, I was watching the I Am Athlete, and Lord, I said I'm getting off of here in 8 minutes, Streeter. I was watching the I Am Athlete. Oh shoot, my camera went out. Hold on. God dog it. Because I'm in the thing. Streeter done took over the building.
I'm in here by myself, man.
Hold
Listen,
on.
man, I got a joke for you. There's a black man, white man, Chinese man sitting in the tree.
Oh no, hold up. Go ahead. We can hear you, Streeter. We just on thing now. Go ahead. I'm listening.
You can hear me?
A black, white man, a Chinese man sitting in a tree.
Oh yeah, I thought I was in here by myself. I thought I was gonna have to entertain him.
No, I can hear you, but the video was out. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
What you were saying now? Huh?
You said a black man, white man, and a Chinese man sitting in a tree.
Nah. I was just joking, man. You were saying something.
I don't know, bro.
Huh? You don't remember? But no, man. And listen, man. They make it to the NFL and they got one skill. Spend money. Yeah, they make it to the NFL and they have one skill to spend money. So after all that fighting and scratching and clawing, right? You get there, somebody hand you a bunch of money. You got somebody standing on your left. You don't know him. You think you trust him. He's supposed to guide your way. And it's like only thing you know how to do is pop bottles.
That's it.
That's why I talk that people be like, man, what stocks can I do with football? Bro, listen, I've realized what we need now. And that's why I talk football and stocks.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. But I'm gonna tell you what I was saying before the camera. We're having a cord hit a cord and it got loose. But anyway, I was saying I was watching the I Am Athlete, and
Right.
And they were talking to Andre Johnson, and he was talking about business ventures and so forth. If you didn't see that, I'm pubbing them too. Y'all go check out I Am Athlete. Brandon Marshall got to go see me. But anyway, they asked, I think Crowder asked Dre about business ventures and who do you trust and so forth and so on. You know, because people take your money. Because what Dre was saying was, like, if it's $1 million deal, I'd rather have 4 people put $250 in instead of me just put up the full $1 million, because now they got skin in the game, right? That's what he was saying. And so that's what he's saying. That's how you kind of trust people, because everybody got some skin in the game. But then the next thing he said was I think Channing Crowder brought up Tyreek Hill, talking about the new contract. And he said, I'm just leaving that up to my agent and my family.
Right.
And first thing Fred Taylor say, bruh, that's a mistake. You should be involved in everything. And so I say that to Tyreek Hill. That's a huge mistake. But that's a prime example of he told me, I just want to have fun and play football. And once I start getting into the money part of it, it's no longer fun. Well, bro, when you went to the NFL, it was no longer fun. It's a business, and you just having fun during the process. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, dog, listen, man. Nobody's helping with that part, and that part is a whole nother game. That's a whole nother game. So that's why I started talking about finances, and because you don't need a lot of money to make money. People, you don't.
Right.
You definitely don't need $3 million.
Wow.
You definitely don't. You definitely don't need $3 million.
No, the reason I said, wow, somebody put Dorsey up here. I guess you're talking about Ken Dorsey, but at least Ken Dorsey had a cup of coffee in the NFL, and he's coaching now. But imagine some guys that didn't go to the NFL at all, didn't even get a chance. Think
about some of them, like stars. Bo Scarborough, whatever his name was. I think he went for maybe a second. Think about some of the Alabama running backs that were stars, didn't touch the NFL.
Yeah, T.J. Yeldon and all them cats.
Right. Like, think about like.
I mean, he played, but he didn't stay long.
And now you got the rest of your life ahead of you, man. And it's like, now what?
I'm looking at this right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so it has to. That's why I use my platform to try to teach, man, and talk about more and give more, because I realize we need more, and I realize it don't take that much money for you to be straight. You just got to put money and sit it somewhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You just got to put your money somewhere, and it'll work for you, bro.
But back to what I was saying, though, Streeter, you can't lay in the bed and do that. You got to know where to put it. You got to do the research. You got to have the understanding. And that's what I'm saying. So even after Tom Brady, with all his millions, right, and all that he's done, he has money that's going to make money for him. I get that. But he also has to manage it. Just because I plant a seed, don't mean I'll walk away from it and leave it forever. I got to make sure it's getting enough water, enough sunlight. I got to keep the bugs off of it so I can have a prosperous product. And that's what I'm saying. These guys don't think like a Tyreek Hill.
I don't know what LeBron did. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I don't know what LeBron did or who trained LeBron or who taught LeBron. But what he did with his little circle, when they all learned, I don't know if they all went to school or when they got knowledge or he sent them to get knowledge, but his little circle that he has around him where they all know how to do something, and it's, you know what I'm saying, there's people he could trust. I think athletes need to start like thinking that way. It's sort of like, all right, man, if you're gonna be hanging around me, man, here go 2,000, go take this course. I need you to know how to do this. You, Poochie, man, hey Poochie, when you come out the room with Kiki, I need you to, you know what I'm saying? Because if y'all gonna be around, I need y'all to be valuable.
You know, it's funny you say that, man. Like I said, I'm finna get off here in about 30 seconds. It's funny you say that because I remember talking to one of the players that we had that went on to the NFL, and he pays a guy to pay his bills. And in my mind, I'm saying, like, you know, a money manager or whatever, and they pay like to make sure the phone bill paid. And in my mind, I'm like, This is instead of people that's in your entourage that is just hanging on.
Yeah.
Like you just said, send them to the same school that dude that you're paying. Send them to school for that so they can do it for you. And now they've also created a business for themselves for your friends that's in the NFL or other guys to come up and say, listen, you know what? I mean, I used to manage Coach Hayes' money, blah, blah, blah. He can vouch. But we don't do that. We don't have those conversations.
Hold their feet to the fire. It's like, hold their feet to the fire. No, we're not gonna just sit here and have fun. You know what? Y'all gonna have value, and y'all. So I don't know. I don't know who taught LeBron that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where he got that from. But he so need to write a book or something. I see that. I see they got interviews and stuff out there where he talks about it and stuff. But if you're gonna have this entourage, these people around here, don't just have them around here so they can go get the girls.
Right. Like you gotta have them you have to have them where you're not like the old saying, right? You teach a man how to fish, you eat for a lifetime, give him a fish, you eat for a day. You got to be able to teach guys that everybody has a skill set. You know what I mean? You have to do that. You know. So for example, I ain't gonna use that example. That's a bad example, but. I'm gonna say it. So I'm tired of seeing celebrities get in trouble with guns, right? I hate seeing it. When you got a homeboy, start a security company, and you can have the proper guns. If that's your thing, you can have the proper stuff instead of you $1 million dude illegally toting a pistol when you could start your own security firm. Because you go hire security. So instead, why not got my homeboy that say, you know what? Let me go start my own security firm, company, blah, 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 this, that, and the other, and we can have the proper things. But instead, we go hire somebody where the money's now leaving the circle. He dropped. He must be going across Alligator Alley. But anyway, you can hire somebody to do that, but he dropped right on time. I'm about to get out of here. We got 166 in the chat. Do me a quick favor. I don't know. Oh, Greg Smoot says, Coach, I don't think, come on. I saw that it was like an interview or article or something about he saying he never spent one of his football checks. Smart dude, man. Smart dude. But here's the thing. Even though he never spent one, he's still going to learn how to have to use that money. Because you put it in it doesn't grow in a shoebox. And that's what I think Streeter was saying earlier, that it doesn't take a lot of money to make money, but that money does, when you put it in the shoebox, it doesn't earn any money. If you put it just in a regular savings account, the bank gets more value out of that money than you get out of that money. I'm not going to go through a whole economic lesson here, but you have to learn how to make money for you. And so, I'm glad he never spent that check, but what is he doing with it so it'll grow? And that's just all I'm trying to say. Other than that, man, I thank everybody. We got 159 in the chat. My man Caneville will be on in about 12. I'm sorry, Kane Up will be on in about 12 minutes on Miami Flow Show. Make sure you check him out. He said Bitcoin. That's something I have no idea about. I'm not going to even mention it because I have no clue how Bitcoin works because it doesn't register to me. Like I seen an episode on Vice. An African dude was over there in a hut. But this dude had a computer with water running through it, mining for Bitcoins. And I have no idea what that means. So anyway, I'm going to leave that there, man. Y'all check Street out. He does some stuff with economics and stock markets and stuff. So check him out. Also, make sure you check out the live, man. Go in there for the Eventbrite Forum and everything, as well as our sponsor, Mr. Tabio Smith. Alex Tabio. I'm sorry, looking at a comment. Alex Tabio, who sponsored this program with certified home loans. Make sure you check him out. He will help you out with certified home loans. So far as FHA, VA, conventional loans, interest rates are great right now. I'm actually in some works with him. I am still in it. We're going to close here soon on a couple of things, man. Other than that, man, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for everything. Oh, I almost missed my man, Hurricane Kilo with the $10. Another great show. Thank you so much. So with that being said, Hurricane Kilo. Like I said, I'm gonna give you love, man, and we're gonna get up out of here. Big shout out to Solar D. Y'all make sure y'all go over to Miami Sports Music and subscribe to that. The 10K is coming up May 1st. All right, I'll meet with the people next week. We're gonna have fun with it. And I don't know, we'll see what's up. But here you go, Hurricane Kilo. right, so we out of here. The weather looks pretty good right now, so we good to go. For everybody that's on Facebook, everybody that's on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. Hit the like button before you hit the end button, and hit the subscribe button before you hit the end button. We already at 11,315 subscribers, so we getting close to 20,000. That's the goal for this year in December. And Coach Hayes gonna holler at you. Go Canes. Love it.
Kang gang, 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 Kang gang. You see him in orange and green? That's Kang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kang gang. Kang gang, 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 Kang gang. You see him in orange and green? That's Kang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kang gang. That's Kang gang. Rep since a juvenile, I be where they throwing up using crowds. You know how that school get down, not taking no L's, we ain't losing now. Don't get it confused right now, I represent making these music sounds. They play me when they study in their dorm room, request me an Uber now. I be screaming Kang gang, across the world they be screaming out the same thing. We first to arrive and last to leave, we filling a sense of capacity. You know I won't change while you asking me, be throwing this you to the casket deep. Be all on the field like Sebastian B. Rockin' Canes well, I'm a fashion freak. Look, I be staying live, I don't pipe down. Ass down life, it's a lifestyle. Ain't like them other schools, don't confuse us. We the only ones that really throw the you up. But Canes fam turned up where you find me. Hit hard like I seen it go to Shanti. Try to reach a man D, they remind me that them Canes right back in they prime. Screaming out, Kang gang, Kang gang, Kang gang, Kang gang, Kang gang, Kang gang, Kang gang. You see him in orange and green? That's Kang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kang gang. Kang gang, 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 Kang gang. You see him in orange and green? That's Kang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kang gang. That's Kang gang. That's Kang gang.
So low, so low, so low, deep. So low, so low, so low, deep. CWA. Kang gang.